International edition, baby. Long time waiting, long anticipated. It's hard to beat the Cafe Americano with Senor John Vu, Senor Michael Tamayo. Thanks for being here. No hablo español. Yeah, so it's been an amazing journey to get here. We're obviously sitting here in a cafe in San Sebastian, Spain. If you've never been to San Sebastian, it's one of the most amazing places on the planet. Would you guys agree?
100%.
This place is incredible. Had the pleasure of being here about 7 years ago with our team in South Dakota. So we're on day, I think, 7 or 8 of our trip. Started in Barcelona for 3 to 4 days, now here, just completed game 3. So that's awesome. But the journey really began, 6 to 8 weeks ago. And like you said, we had 10 practices coming into this. And there's a lot of ways you can go about it. Most of our practices during the season, or even at the very beginning, like last year, our first practice was September 28th. And really the most we would go is about 2.5 hours. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. And we chose for this trip because we get 10 practices. Let's maximize these. And so most of our practices were anywhere from 3 hours and 15 minutes to 4 hours. It allowed us the opportunity to really kind of take our time and instill a lot of things. Having those 10 practices has been incredibly beneficial in so many ways. And then when you add the fact that you can practice all you want, and it's been very competitive, now you add the real games, and it's a whole different level of competitiveness and speed and activity. And I'd like to think through our first 3 games, we've played better every game out. I know you asked about the new guys. I really like what our returners have done to start with. It's always easy to talk about the new guys, and I always want to establish, because I feel like all of our returners have gotten better. And Brandon Carlson went through his the NBA thing. I think that's really helped him. Ben Carlson is playing really, really well. He had a minor setback with an injury, and I can go right down the line of the returners, but I feel like Raleigh and Gabe, and just right under Keba and Luca and Will has really come on here, especially I think the last little bit of a slow start in practice, but starting to gain some ground, and Doc. And so, but the new guys, anytime you go recruiting or you sign a guy, like I always view it like, like I feel about Coffee with Craig. Let's celebrate. Like, it's an amazing time, but you should really be so pumped when you get those commitments. You should be excited about that person, what their basketball character is, what their personal character is, right? And we want our guys to be smart, tough, and dependable. The culture here and the environment here is so festive and friendly, right? And so many things are just celebrated. And I love that. I love that. Like, you have one life to live, enjoy life. So when all these people were coming in and we saw the line of people outside when the bus drove up, and all the people waving to our guys as we were driving in the bus. But then that moment, you're right, we threw the ball to BC, he got double teamed, Luca cut hard, BC threw it over the top to Luca, and Luca just went in there and hammers it home. And of course, and in warm-ups when our guys were all dunking, the crowd was going crazy. And so then they come down to number 8 for them, and I don't know names, but I knew he was a very good professional player, and he's a little bit long in the tooth now. But he just rises up and sticks the 3, and they just go nuts. And I thought that was really cool. And so they were so friendly, but then it was like, it's a road game. And it was back and forth. We couldn't miss, they couldn't miss. They were making shot after shot, and like highly contested shots. So it was like, hey man, we're in for a dogfight here, you know what I mean? And it felt like a true road game for a long, long time. And the thought that crossed, a lot of times I don't notice the crowd like that, but I certainly noticed it last night. And what it felt like, road game isn't the right way to define it for me. It felt like I've never been a part of like the Olympic experience or a Pan Am Games or anything like that. But I've been a part of it watching, right? The U20 Nationals or U19 Nationals or U18, super festive and everybody's into it, and that's what it felt like it was a part of, and that was a really unique feeling to experience.
All right, Craig.
All right.
That's another
Cheers.
edition of Coffee with Craig.
Thank you. Go Utes.